Section 3, Get Raw. Chapter 10, Principles. The baseline of the principles that impact your feelings is crucial for you to dominate as a modern man, which consists of Principle 1, you are, therefore you feel. You feel, therefore you are. Principle 2, the truth of your deepest and rawest emotions is the greatest gift you have to offer the world. Principle 3, feeling is not a symptom of weakness, but rather of strength. Principle 4, the fuel of production and expansion is the power of feeling. As we create a massive shift into learning to be okay with the emotions that we feel as an integral part of who we are, that's when our greatest production and overall power can be released. Let's dive into principle number 1. You are, therefore you feel. You feel, therefore you are. What does this mean? Let's look at the first statement. You are, therefore you feel. Listen, you're a guy. You're a man. You exist. You're alive. Part of this package, this body that you have, comes with feelings. Holy shit. Who would have fucking known? Yep, it's packaged in there. DNA-based. Can't get rid of them. The only way to get rid of ourselves from them is to die. But I'm pretty sure we end up having those feelings wherever we go next. Nonetheless, you're alive. And because you're alive, you have feelings. Now here's the crazy part. Are you ready? You feel, therefore you are alive. Oh shit. Your feelings are an indicator of life. When we stop feeling, your life disappears. You can be alive and walking around, but still be dead. We've met all kinds of guys like this. They're walking around bored and numb, and they spend way too much time talking about MMA and the NFL. So if you have feelings, you're alive. And if you're alive, you're supposed to have feelings. Your penis and your balls come with feelings. Sexual feelings that are natural and normal. It's okay to have them, even though you and I are both raised and told to shut the fuck up. Not talk about them and not share them. Guess what? Not true, not true. You are, therefore you feel. You feel, therefore you are. Principle number 2. The truth of your deepest and rawest emotions is the greatest gift you have to offer the world. Here's what I have witnessed and experienced inside the domain of business. I consult a lot of big companies and producers, and as a result, I spend a lot of time with powerful men. The storyline that most of these men have running inside of them is that feelings are weak, that feelings are not a gift. I'll have you consider that the truest, deepest, and rawest emotions are the greatest gifts you have to offer the world. I have watched men willing to be raw, vulnerable, and accountable, create productive emotions, lined up and weaponized, who take over entire boardrooms. In a sedated, suppressed world and disconnected society, a man who owns his feelings with the masculine energy of fire becomes the ultimate leader. Operating with code, you can as well. When you come to understand the idea that your most powerful and profound, rawest emotions are the greatest gift you have to offer the world, you'll be the most powerful man in every room you enter. You may think it's your time and your energy, but it's not. Not in a world of people that don't know how to feel anymore. The expression of those feelings is a reality of power. The expression of those feelings sets you free. The appearance of those feelings sets them free. Principle number 3. Feeling is not a symptom of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. If we look at the first aspect of this statement, the reality is that from one generation to another, men like you and I have learned the opposite. If a man felt deeply and expressed it to others, it was made to people to feel uncomfortable. It didn't feel natural. When the reality is, feelings are just as much a part of our human nature as anything else. But that's not the way society operates. Emotions continue to be seen as weakness, where the default game was that a man is immediately emasculated the moment he shows his feelings to others. So, men just shut down. It's a sign of weakness to express or share intense feelings, particularly in an environment with other men. Express feelings and emotions with your wife or children in front of other people? Blatant signs of weaknesses. But I'm going to have you consider that's bullshit. We put a stigma around people when they say that only these people can do this thing or only those people can do that thing. No, men who feel intensely do not demonstrate a sign of weakness, but rather a sign of strength. You're now sitting on a teeter-totter decision, weakness versus strength. If you're in a situation where you're having huge muscles is a symbol of power, then guess what you do? You want to get big muscles. Why? Because when you want to be strong and believe that you don't have big muscles, then you're symbolizing weakness. Society is continually changing its storyline with us. In the past, if you were obese and carried body fat, this was a symbol of prosperity. To be lean and fit meant that you were poor. The complete opposite is the game now. To be thin and healthy is a symbol of prosperity, and to be obese and overweight is a sign of weakness and poverty. The storyline that I'm submitting to you is that your feelings, in their most profound expression, is pure power. Feeling intensely is not a sign of weakness. It is not a sign of strength. It is not about being fat or thin, but operating from your personal code in order to put the power into play. Which takes us to our final principle. Principle number 4. The fuel of production and expansion is the power of feeling. Look, it's pretty simple. When it comes to what it means to get raw, here's the thing I want you to consider. You'll feel more power the more that you feel. Again, let me repeat that. You'll feel more power the more that you feel. One more time. You'll feel more power the more that you feel. Now, brother, feelings allow us to expand. The whole point of life is going from what you are to becoming something more. You expand in your mindset, skill sets, and in who you're being. Production is the ability for you to not just expand, but the ability for you to take chaos and bring order. Your feelings are the missing element in the game for you as a producer, and the only place that men rarely look for power and courage to create. Feeling, emotion. Living by a code comes down to knowing how to be a man, a modern man that can feel and still be an alpha man.